me, the Young Jamaican Trainer. Welcome to the Strength No Weakness podcast. On the left of me, I got my amazing co-host, the original gentleman, Coach Gustus. Welcome.
What's up, son?
How you doing?
Hey, you know one thing? I'm doing fine, but you got to definitely teach me a handshake.
You want a handshake?
Yeah, that's going to be for us. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm going to come up with one.
See how they do it on television and
Right.
all that stuff? I see the guy come up with one, and you're just going to have to remind me of all the different moves that y'all made.
I got you.
Hey, man, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you.
Tell everybody where they could check us at, because that's
First
very
off,
important.
that is true.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I want to let you know that, first off, we got to let them know that this is our 10th episode. This is crazy.
Oh, 10 already?
This is our 10th episode.
Man, we've been on this thing that long? That's like, wow, 10
We-
weeks. You remember we were just starting and what people don't know,
Practice.
private practice determine public performance.
Remember our practice runs?
And our producer had us practice like 10 times.
Before we actually, or actually live
stream or anything, right. We had to practice back. We like, yo, this is it. He said, nah.
Nah, we got a couple more.
Yeah, so.
But guys, listen, I want to let you know where you can catch us. We're on these platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, and iHeartRadio. And another thing, if you are watching this on YouTube, check out the description under the video for the links to where you can listen to the podcast. So listen, there's no excuse for you not to keep up with us. We are on everything. So find us, watch it, let us know, give us some feedback. But Coach, right into the first segment, we got some buckets.
What about them?
We got to talk about the buckets.
We got the buckets, right?
Of course.
Got the buckets. I got buckets. You got buckets. Have you been getting buckets since?
Oh, man. That's another tub.
That's a whole nother thing, because I'm kind of glad you. So what's up?
So look, we're going to be talking about Paolo Banchero. That's the first pick in the NBA draft. We got Chet Holmgren.
That guy is nice.
He's
man.
different.
Yeah, he's different.
Second pick in the NBA draft. And then we got my man Jaden McDaniels, right? So listen, we're talking about, how do you feel? Give me your feedback on hearing Paolo Banchero scoring 50 points, having 8 rebounds and 5 assists.
Wow, that's amazing. At any level, no matter where you play at, if you can get 50 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, then you definitely got it going on. How does that translate into playing NBA ball? It's different.
Right.
But clearly this guy got some skills.
Right, and I definitely agree. Like what you just said, just to piggyback off of what you said, 50 points, if you can get that anywhere, you can score the ball.
50 points is a lot of points, man. And I saw a lot of the highlights on him. Mm-hmm. He kind of got some, like some serious skills.
Yeah, he got some moves.
Got some moves and so forth. And I just think that he's probably, we'll have to see how he handles the speed,
right,
the strength of these guys early on. Mm-hmm. But after he gets used to it, he'll be all right. And then one thing about the NBA is younger now.
Right.
So he could get up and down the court with them young guys. Man.
Definitely.
So I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see him in the season. He's playing with the Magic.
Right.
I think they got a good young team, and I think that they can reach success this year.
Wasn't it the Magic that kept him out of the game?
The Magic?
Magic, didn't they keep him out of a game? They was playing in the summer league, mm-hmm. and they decided to sit him because they said they already know about his game and they didn't want him to get hurt.
I'm not even sure. I have to actually go do some research to see if it was the Magic.
Yeah, because what's this with players not playing because they're afraid of getting hurt? What do you think about that?
Well, with me, I don't disagree with them sometimes. Because you want to have a long career, and injuries can slow you down, definitely. It don't matter if it's a minor injury. You may have a long-term effect. Like an ankle injury, you may heal up here and there, but you won't be able to move how you want to move. Explosiveness won't be there. And these young guys, you see the guys in the NBA or the guys who play professionally, they have some type of, place that they can go to therapy and get the actual help, the trainers and all those people to actually make sure that they're healing properly. We young kids, we're on the rise to stardom. You know what I'm saying? So if we get a injury, you know, we got to take care of that fast. And if we can prevent one, we definitely have to, because we're not on that type of level yet. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure our body is healthy. So I feel like when players sometimes opt out in the game, depending on the game, because if it's a hype game that everybody want to see, you know, if there's, you know, some type of animosity or something like that where they want to see those two players or that team go at it, then maybe we want to see a show. But if it's not really worth it, then I feel like you should sit out and, you know, just make sure that you're healthy and prevent an injury.
I hate to disappoint you, but you said animosity.
Animosity, you know, the game sometimes gets.
I haven't seen animosity in the NBA for a long time.
No, you're right. No, I wasn't referring to NBA ball.
Oh, because in the NBA, the most animosity they have is Draymond Green and LeBron. And look, you see where that got us, right? They love each other.
Yeah, they're best of friends.
Right. So animosity, when I came up, was animosity. It's like when you watch the game, you already knew that it could be easily somebody gonna get punched in the face. It's gonna be a fight. We don't do it. And by the way, I like that brand of ball now as opposed to what we did years ago.
Right. When I mean animosity, I don't, you know, talk on NBA ball, because there's no such thing as animosity. It's just, you know, two teams playing hard
and
for a
they
chance
go at it. They want to win.
They want to win. It's just simple.
But you're talking about on a young.
I'm talking about, you know, the guys coming up, the high school basketball, the college basketball, sometimes the middle school ball. It's maybe a guy who's known more, or there's a guy come on the rise and they playing against each other. Oh, you're not better than me. You're not this. So it's animosity playing. But like I was saying, not to stray off from the topic, but if you can prevent yourself from getting an injury and can sit out in the game, I'm most definitely going with you, because some people that I know don't like playing summer basketball, and it's a whole debate about it. Some people don't like playing summer basketball because even though summer basketball is all about the hype, the crowd, and all of that, this is where you get your respect at. But think about it. Everybody wants to see you go put on a show, but when you get hurt, nobody cares. Everybody moves on. So you don't want to go out there, right? Go get hurt, and then what happens to your career?
Okay, so I'll tell you.
Right.
You're looking at it right here.
Mm-hmm.
I never played basketball worried about getting hurt. I love basketball, right? And sometimes when you play, you can get hurt off the most smallest thing.
Exactly.
In fact, to me, when I watch, if I played and I'm very conscious, I don't want to get hurt in this game, that's when you wind up getting hurt.
True.
I like to play. I will recommend all young people, while you're young, you do what you can do. Play as much as you can, have some fun. Your body's going to heal. You're going to be out there. I hear people talking about, why you play basketball all day? Well, you know what? Y'all not doing anything else. Do y'all play tag in the street? No. Do y'all play Coco Livy in the street? No. Do y'all play dodgeball in the street? No. These are all games that we used to play, plus play basketball, handball, and everything else. So stickball and all of those things, you guys don't get a chance to do that. So I don't know. Playing, I wouldn't miss much basketball games. And I don't, you can get hurt, but you can get hurt walking off the curve of the street.
Which is true. But this is where the line draws between the old school and the new school.
I know.
Because the new school, we make sure that we're trying to have a good career and trying to actually be able to last long. You know what I'm saying? So for us, if we can sit out a game and, you know, say, you know what, right now I got some aches and injury, you know, something, I'm feeling some type of pain, I'm not going to go out there and risk it all just for one game when I can play 50 other games and be good.
So let me tell you what the new school, the old school will say to the new school, and that is, the reality is only 3.2% of all those high school kids are going to play college ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's according to the NCAA. That means that you're going to forfeit all of your opportunities on a high school level to play basketball because you might have an injury or it may be a little pain or something like that. There's a difference between something being injured and you would damage it more, or pain that you could play through and have it play. So we got to make sure players distinguish between the different. Oh, it hurts. it hurts, but is it a permanent thing that could hurt you in terms of, let's say if your knee was twisted and so forth like that? I can understand that.
Which is true, but we're not saying forfeit. Just, I understand 3.2%, but we're not saying like forfeit their whole season because of a pain. We're saying if the game don't make sense to play in, I'm not going to play in it because based on an injury I have, I'm not going to go out there and just, play because...
When does the game make sense?
When I'm healed.
I'm sorry, but you're saying that you will be able to play if it made sense, meaning that it was a top big game?
If it's a game that we're going to blow out a team by 50, why am I playing it? It makes no sense for me to be participating in it.
You might be the person, the reason why they blow out by 50.
But that is true.
And now that you're not playing, you may win in overtime. Because that one play could make a big difference.
We got the dub.
Okay, good.
But guys, this is just a talk, old school, new school, debated on, what decisions should you make based on, injury, because what we're hearing, I believe Paulo benched himself one game, right? Mm-hmm. So we was just debating about it.
He wanted to play, but
the team,
the owners and everybody benched.
Oh, the staff. Okay, so it was a staff decision.
They protecting their.
That's their star player.
Yeah.
So maybe franchise player. Right. So now we move on to Chet Holmgren, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 7 blocks. Now this kid is special. I see him as another Kevin Durant. The way he moves, the way he plays, his shot making abilities. Rebounding, playing defense too on the defensive side of the game, and he can do all things. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see, and he's like what, seven something, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what he does in the NBA, and I feel like that Oklahoma City Thunder team, they got a special team. They got 18 round picks?
Yeah, first round picks.
But even forget about that. But their team that they're rebuilding, I feel like they're onto something special. And with that guy, as an addition, they may be looking to see, some reaching new heights.
Yeah, Thunder's they always have bring players. And that guy is good with that. And when he's ready to rebuild,
right, he
get rid of his other players and say, okay, we couldn't make it with y'all, let's move on. And I actually like the way they do business.
Right, I actually do. And one more guy, Jaden. Oh, I didn't even see his numbers. Jaden McDaniel. He plays on. I think he's in his second year or third year on his rookie contract. He plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mm-hmm. He scored 52 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, watching him, right? I remember when he was in high school, he played in the Barclays Center. He played against one of my favorite high school players at the time. And I went to that game, and I seen him play. This kid is special. He can play, rim attacker, strong offensively. And then watch him in the NBA when that series between Memphis and Minnesota.
Right.
Oh, he was scoring big numbers every night, helping, if Karl Anthony Towns wasn't on, or if it was D'Angelo Russell couldn't score, he was there helping out Anthony Edwards put some numbers on the board. So this guy actually, can play, and scoring 52 points in the game. Like we said, if you're able to score 50 in the game, you can score.
Yeah, you can score. And now is how many touches, how many shots did he put up?
Right.
Because they count misses, not just mades.
Right.
So basically, but if he has to share the ball more. So now you're not getting as many looks as you had. So if he could bring that down to 15 points, 16 points a game, he'll be good.
Definitely. I agree with you, Coach.
Yeah.
So now we move on to our second topic.
We
got the old school, new school segment. Yeah. And this topic, we just focusing about a legend who we heard sadly passed away. RIP to Bill Russell. So, Coach, I want you to, just school me on Bill Russell. The only facts that I know about him, I know that he's a true champion, a legend, and has 11 rings with one franchise, the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. But I know there's other things that you know about his game, how dominant he was. So if you can just school me on this topic, because this topic is only focused on Bill Russell.
Mr. Russell,
yes.
Mr. Russell was one of the most dominating players.
Right.
He is a team player. He did it differently. he averaged 22 rebounds a game.
Wow.
They weren't even keeping stats on the block shots. And he was the most intimidating player blocking shots. Defensively, one of the most intelligent players as well. He so intelligent that he became the first black coach in the NBA. And he was a playing coach. So he played and coached at the same time.
Wow.
And they went on and won the championship again. So this guy here, he's a winner 11 times.
Once I heard the number 11, I was like, wow, this is true. This is the definition of a champion, somebody who is a winner. This is
he has more
status.
championships than franchises have, and in fact, about at least 70-75% of franchises in the NBA, he has more championship with them than them combined. So
that's just a wow moment.
But the biggest about him is, could you imagine you playing in Boston, by the way, which at that time especially, it had so much racial stuff going on. And remember, every time him and his teammates went to play basketball in cities, they tell him he couldn't eat there. We don't serve the N-word. We don't serve N's.
Wow.
We don't, you can't stay in this hotel. This guy, his teammates are staying on this side, the white teammates, and the black ones are staying on this side. So one time, they said, we don't serve N's. And he particularly, him and his teammates walked out, and they decided not to play in that particular city. And it was a big game and so forth like that. He led the way. And these are kind of things that
he basically boycotted not
He
playing.
boycotted, yeah. He like, look.
Standing for my
and he
rights.
got his players on his team say, look, if you can't feed everybody, then we're not going to play here. We can't do it. So he's done a lot of that. And during the time he was playing, they would call him all kinds of names and all that kind of stuff. So he's like a Jackie Robinson.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's like a Jackie Robinson. And when Muhammad Ali stood up against the Vietnam War at that time, they took away Muhammad Ali's career, 3 years in his career. And Bill Russell helped organize all the black athletes, Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Lou Alcindor, which became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they all stood behind Muhammad Ali and said, saying that we're going to stick together. We're going up against this type of racist behavior. So this guy was really like that, you know. But one thing I like about Bill Russell was able to attack racist people, but not the entire white race. You see that? You see the difference? So he understood that he treated people as individuals. He said, look, I'm not attacking everybody, but the ones that are racist, you are the one that I'm attacking. But my buddies and my friends and my people I meet in the course of my career, those are good people. So that's what we have to do sometime. And I'm going to encourage the young people is, if taken after Bill, Mr. Russell, he was one of those guys that really knew how to separate what he was doing, separate people that had treated him incorrectly, and he would treat them and knew how to give back to them in terms of that, and then also making sure that he doesn't alienate good people that are supportive and so forth, and that wasn't racist and so forth like that. So he was really good at that, and not everybody can do that. That's a skill set, you know, because sometimes you could get so angry, so upset at everybody, and he had to learn quickly it wasn't everybody.
So, you know, what you just said sounds like, man, he's a special person, and everything he did was, you know, out of, you know, respect, you know, and just the values that he carried, and how he carried himself. You know what I'm saying? And I really respect that, and I'm glad that you shared some information for me as a young kid, you know, who loves the basketball world, but a legend like that I really didn't know too much about. Now I have an understanding about him.
You know, just so you know, so because you have a legend right now, you're a legend, which is LeBron James. I was reading
LeBron or Steph?
LeBron James right now I'm talking about. Steph is trying to get up there, but
those are my legends.
Right.
LeBron, Steph.
So, but I'm talking about legendary in his ability to speak out against things that are wrong.
Oh, right.
So he takes the lead on that. They said that Steph is the kind of guy that everybody seemed to like.
Right.
They had a stat. They said who are the most hated, according to the internet and social media, who's the most hated athletes in present times, including some people that died. And LeBron was up on that chart.
Oh.
He was like number, I think 15 out of the top whatever. And when you speaking the truth about things, people are going to hate you. And the only problem I have with that list is that they did not have Muhammad Ali on there. How you have a list of the most hated and you don't have Muhammad Ali on there? That's like crazy. Mm-hmm. That means people being phony. Or they died off because they hated Muhammad Ali. You could put Muhammad Ali on there, you could have put Martin Luther King on there, and you could put Malcolm X on that same list because people hated these folks because they stood for stuff, you know? So they're the most hated. You know, when you stand for something, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything and everything.
That is true, guys. You heard wise wisdom of our Coach Gustus schooling us on Bill Russell, the segment of old school / new school. So we want to just say RIP to the legend, Mr. Russell. Yeah. So we move on to our second top. I'm losing myself. Third topic, Coach, strengths and weaknesses. So this is the segment, guys, where Demajray and Coach give their takes on strength and weaknesses of different topics. And what better topics do we have today? We got AAU basketball and we got high school basketball.
Boy.
Oh yeah, this is where it starts.
I know this is one of your topics. Did you call him up and say, let's put that in?
No. Actually, my producer, I'm not sure if he's really trying to study me, but every topic that we have is like on point. I feel like my strength, not my strength, but the strengths of AAU, I feel like you are able to be yourself in terms of playing how you want to play out on that type of spotlight. Like basically the work that you put in behind the scenes where people don't know about, you actually are able to go out in public and do that. Mm-hmm. AAU, I feel like you have that opportunity to be free to play your game, the game that you want to play, and perform in that type of spotlight. But high school basketball, a weakness of high school, I feel like you're under a structure. Sometimes coaches have their way of how they want their players to play. And I feel like sometimes you are not able to do, and play the game that you want to play based on their coaching structure, on how they coach and stuff like that. But that's what I feel like strengths and weaknesses. I have other opinions as well, but I want to hear your take though.
Therein lies the problem.
Okay, here we go. We got Preacher Gustus to the stage. Go ahead.
Go check this out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's about to go deep. Here we go.
Many of our young people that are playing AAU is not being properly prepared for the reality of high school and college basketball.
Well, it's true. That is true.
So when I hear players say, I went to college, but the coach didn't let me do my thing. Do my thing. Mm-hmm. Well, you think a coach, first of all, a college coach got making $4 million a year, beautiful home, beautiful everything, nice cars, nice everything. You think that they're going to have you come there to their college and do what you think you should want to do. No, they're not. And this is where we mess our young people up, not getting them prepared for what they should be eventually seeing when they go to college. I watch college basketball. I coach college basketball all the course of years. And I think it's a terrible thing for high school and AAU not to get our young people prepared for what the college coach is going to do. Because the college coach, he gets paid. He's the only place that gets paid based on the performance of his team. If his team doesn't perform right, they have losing seasons. Even though it's considered amateur, they lose their job. That beautiful house, that beautiful car, all the things that comes along with that is done. You don't lose your job on a high school level just because you lost 3 seasons in a row. You're going to get paid regardless. So the reality is we owe it to you guys, you young guys, to get you prepared for what you should expect. So it becomes a shock to players when they leave the AAU scene and the high school scene, and then all of a sudden they go to college. And now they come back home because the coach didn't let me do my thing. Imagine having all those players doing their thing. So one big thing that a lot of players get confused is in college basketball, if you go to any games, you don't see a lot of dribbling. So what that does, it kills the guys when the coach said, oh, no, you need to make that move in 2 dribbles. You got to make that move in 1 dribble. Get it out of your hands in 3 seconds. You can't keep the ball in your hand 3 seconds. Can't stick. It got to move across. So you have to make a decision. You have to have the ability to make it, to read, respond, react, or retreat. Those 4 R's must take place in 3 seconds. When that ball touches your hand, you have to read first, respond to what you read, react and make an action, and then you have to decide, do I retreat and start it all over again, or I keep the ball moving? Mm-hmm. This is not being taught. So if it's not being taught there, a lot of times kids go into college and they're either sitting on that bench or they decide to quit and go transfer, put their name in the portal and transfer. And what they don't understand is that rarely do you see on a college basketball game somebody taking the ball, putting it between their legs 3 or 4 times. This is not a show in college basketball. This is really about being successful.
Right.
So NBA is a show, AAU is a show. Sometimes in high school, but high schools, if you got real good coach, they're trying to get you prepared. So they should be teaching you stuff that's going to prepare you.
That is true. I'm not even going to touch that topic anymore.
So if I got a guy like you come in and I know you nice and stuff, I have a responsibility to you to get you prepared because you want to telling me that you want to go play college basketball. That's what a coach does.
Right.
So I should be prepared to get you ready. And in everything you do, you should be able to do with 1 or 2 dribbles at most. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem on college level.
You guys heard it here from Coach Gustus. I want you to, even if you have to replay this and listen to it again and actually digest what he said to all the basketball players, please feel free to do it. This video does rewind, and go ahead and listen. But I'm not going to touch nothing that you said. I'm going to just leave it like that. We're moving on to our fan question.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This is a question from Christina C. She said, Demarjay, do you plan on becoming a certified trainer in the future? Hey, Christina, I definitely do. I see myself having my own gym. I see myself providing for people who have insecurities about, their weight or different things that they would like to be fixed. And I do see myself as a trainer and making myself available for people who need that, who are trying to work on different things. So most definitely, I think I'll become a certified trainer. I'd miss that word too, becoming a certified trainer in the future. So, yep, that is the answer to your question, Christina. Thank you so much for mailing us. But this is the end of episode 10. I can't believe it.
Yeah, number 10, man. God, dog, man.
Are we missing a couple of segments on here that the show is going faster? No? This is crazy.
Yeah. So this is great, man. And I, by the way, when you become a certified trainer, I'm gonna be one of your customers.
Definitely?
Yeah.
I'll put you on board. Don't worry about it.
But make sure you don't try to kill me.
I won't do that. I'm going to put you on board so that I don't have to train you. So then you'll help out other people. So I have to teach you what to do, learn the different,
So you're going to put the big chains on me?
No.
No, I don't get big changes?
You're not going to get the big chain. You're going to get the mini chain. No, I'm kidding.
No, thanks a lot. Hey, I appreciate that.
But I got you. Don't worry, Coach. So, but guys, again, if you're watching this on YouTube, check the description under the video for the links to where you can listen to the podcast. Again, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, and iHeartRadio. Mr. Elliott from the Young Jamaican Trainer, episode 10, salute, with my co-host, Coach Gustus. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Give us your feedback, your take on this, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.